Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel, and we have a negative and scary sounding XRP related headline here from the Crypto Basic, which, hey, you know what? That's fine. Not every story needs to be, puppies and ice cream and roses and all that crap. In fact, it's interesting to see this because you know what's happened in 2023. We've seen a tremendous rebound in crypto, and the negative sounding headlines are much more rare than they used to be. But here's the headline from the Crypto Basic: XRP prints 12th losing candle against total crypto market for first time since 2015. So I want to share with you what's being discussed here and add some perspective to this that is not exactly included in the article. And on top of that, I'll mention this too. We're still seeing, again, to be clear, almost entirely positive headlines in terms of potential price action for any crypto. XRP, Bitcoin, pick your crypto. We're getting additional articles, not surprising in an environment like this, of people now again predicting where Bitcoin's top will be now that increasingly people are accepting that the bear market is over, or at least, the bottom is hit, even if you want to consider us to still be in it. Increasingly people are coming around to the idea that, yes, the bottom has been hit. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is just a hair shy of 40 cents. Bitcoin at $24,810. Market cap for the asset class, $1.14 trillion. Bitcoin dominance, 41.67%. Crypto Fear and Greed Index 58 out of 100. So, folks, you can see things are not so bad as we're sitting here, which is why, again, to see a negative sounding headline, hey, happy to embrace it. I don't need endlessly positive headlines, even though that's mostly what we've been getting about XRP this year. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Well, first, actually, I want to mention this before forgetting this. My fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, made an interesting point today. He noted that XRP, along with a number of other cryptos, not all cryptos, but many other cryptos, XRP held its June low this past summer, June 2022. It held its low even after the FTX collapse. So here I have on Live Coin Watch just a 12-month chart. And you can see on June 18th, it got as low as 30 cents in terms of where it closed for the day. And then it went back up with positive news having to do with the SEC v. Ripple case hitting close to 54, 55 cents, somewhere around there. But even after the FTX Ponzi was exposed, and everything went plummeting, XRP never plummeted as low as it did in June. It got as low as, what would you say? Well, back then it got as low as, 35-ish cents, something like that. And then if you look at the beginning of this year, January 1st, it was as low as 32 cents. That's about it. So it actually held the June low. So when you're looking at a headline like the one that we're seeing, let's just keep things in perspective, because again, the headline from the Crypto Basic is XRP prints 12th losing candle against total crypto market for first time since 2015. And so it reads as follows: XRP printed the 12th consecutive losing candle against the rest of the crypto market on a weekly chart. The development signals the asset's bearish situation triggered by Ripple's long-standing legal tussle with the SEC. Hey, fair enough to point out what's happening on charts. I have no qualms with that, but I want to add some perspective here, because asserting that this signals some sort of bearish situation specifically for XRP, like just purely what you see on the charts, I got to dispute that, because again, with them claiming that, the XRP performance, we haven't seen XRP performance this bad consecutively since 2015. The article fails to note something important. It fails to note that by the time the beginning of 2015 rolled around, the period in question here, XRP had just come off a massive tear in price, jumping from about 0.3 of a penny to roughly 2.7 cents. Now, I know when you're talking in terms of pennies, that may not sound like a lot, but that's an increase of about 800%. So it shouldn't be surprising that there was a downside correction right after a massive move like that. That was a really positive move for XRP. And we also know that XRP tends to move sideways longer than other cryptos, just in a general sense, before popping off. But, the article does state that XRP outperformed the broader crypto market in the later part of 2015. So again, incredible performance into 2014. It looks like it consolidated, moved sideways for a bit in 2015. We get this still a scary headline, but then it recovered. Compared to the rest of the market, it did quite well. And so look, this is why I wanted to add this perspective, because all of this illustrates the point that short-term price action almost never has anything to do with long-term performance. Consider this. XRP was also a poor performer in 2017 relative to just about every other crypto until it melted faces, leaving disgusting little piles of face goo all over the place. I'm glad I didn't have to clean that up. And then XRP became the best performing crypto for the entire market cycle. XRP was up about 80,000% from the bottom to the top. But again, you had to go through the pain to get there because you don't know when it's going to pop. Nobody knew when it was going to pop off. So look, only those who had exposure to XRP reaped that benefit. If you held through all of that from the bottom to the top, you got an 80,000% increase. And again, you had to have the exposure the whole time. The rest of the people who maybe held XRP, but then they got impatient, these other things are going up, I'm going to chase after that, even though they've already moved up, meaning that a lot of the opportunities are already gone. I'm going to go chase after the shiny thing. Well, those who were impatient after seeing other cryptocurrencies perform better, they missed out on the greatest opportunity for wealth during that entire market cycle. That was it. And it happened quickly. You had to wait all that time while everything else was taking off, and then XRP went on this tremendous run from roughly mid-2017 for about 2.5 weeks, and then it went back to the downside. That was it. So you had to wait all that time for a 2.5 weeks of excitement. And that's just how this goes, though. People cannot handle that. So many people. I've mentioned before, I haven't mentioned it in a long time, so it's worth repeating it because it's so ingrained in my mind. I'll never forget this. I was new to crypto. I'd been in crypto for all of, 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it was. And I remember watching this YouTube video of this guy, and I remember he's on a playground, maybe he's with his kid or something, but he's recording this video about how XRP, it's just been garbage. He's like, it hasn't done anything. I missed this opportunity. I could have had my money in anything else, and it would have been going to the moon. And so I sold my XRP. That's what this guy was saying. Sold my XRP. I am out. And I kid you not, it was a matter of days later, XRP started its greatest ascent in history, hitting almost $4. So he held it for all that time, but then he didn't it hit him in the feels, and then he sold. I don't know who this guy was. I wish I had that. I wish I had a link to the video. Who knows? Maybe he took it down after what happened. I wouldn't blame him, frankly. But I will never forget that. And so that's why, for me, people can laugh about, XRP performance, this or that, when really, frankly, the SEC is one of the biggest reasons for what we've been seeing lately. In fact, I think it's the reason we didn't see a new all-time high for XRP in 2021. So laugh all you want, but that's also why I have exposure to a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. So, I hold about 30 different cryptocurrencies. So XRP is my largest crypto holding on an individual basis by a lot. But if you look at what it's worth compared to my overall crypto portfolio, it's not like a crazy percentage. So I put the most, on an individual basis, I put a ton of money into it because I believe in it. I think it makes sense to do that. And I'm going to sit around and be patient however long it takes because I believe I'm going to get mine. I believe that we are going to hit a new all-time high. I believe we'll enter a price discovery. I don't know when. I don't control that. And fine, I could be wrong and it goes to zero, but I don't believe that. So I'm going to sit here and be patient. I'm not going to be that guy on the playground talking about how I'm impatient and sold my XRP and then it rockets. I ain't going to be that guy. I'm going to have exposure to a bunch of different cryptocurrencies, and maybe I do ride some of them to zero. That's actually probable. Probably I'm never going to get out of all of them. That might be the case, but I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. But I think on the whole, I brought enough exposure that once we have another run, and given that the asset class moves in tandem, I'm not particularly worried about this. So, bring the scary headlines, but it's not all bad. There's all sorts of other positive sounding stuff too. Like, for instance, I don't want to read the article just to make the point here. From You Today, XRP bets made by investors for first time since start of year. And they're just noting that for the first time since the beginning of the year, institutional money has flowed in. And it's not a crazy amount. It's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you get the point. In a time like this, when there's less money flowing in at an institutional level anyway, and it's just over a 7-day period, okay, yeah, I'll take that. People are placing bets. And this is on top of the fact that we've seen how whales have behaved in November and December in particular regarding XRP and other cryptocurrencies, fine, in terms of accumulation. Lots of whale activity. When everybody else, the typical retail speculator, scared, what were the whales doing? And then there was this article, and this is, again, I don't feel the need to read all of these, and a lot of it's technical analysis, and I like to not get into the weeds if I can avoid it, because it's not a TA channel, but from CoinGate, 3 reasons why XRP coin may boast your portfolio in 2023. So there still are a ton of positive headlines for sure, but I'm not only going to pay attention to the positive. Bring on the negative. I'm happy to address it. That's no problem. But, and everybody's entitled to their perspective anyway. But this article in part notes that what we're seeing now, frankly, it's consolidation. And they even speculate that perhaps in the short term, we could see, even like a 55-cent XRP. And there's tons of whale activity still. Again, and I don't feel the need to read all these articles, but I'm just kind of pointing out in a general sense the types of things that are occurring. Here's a headline from the Daily Huddle. Whales abruptly move $282,500,000 in XRP and Polygon in series of massive crypto transfers. There's a lot of activity going on right now. And I was watching, so a couple things. I was watching a video from the blockchain backer from earlier today, and check it out. I'm not going to regurgitate his stuff. He does a great job on his own speaking with it, using his own mouth words to share his ideas. Excellent video. So all I wanted to note is that, and he gave the technical reasons. So if you want to see the technical reasons, go check out his video. But he feels very firmly, after pointing out, functionally how crashing structures work, that the bottom's in. So just as he shared with conviction in May of 2021, why, if you look at Bitcoin, if you just invert it, it starts to look like a crashing structure there. He's one of the, he's about the only analyst that was saying anything even close to that. Well, he was the only one that was framing it like that in terms of crashing structure that I saw. But even in terms of saying, hey guys, we're pretty much at the top. If this crashing structure, because he inverted Bitcoin, mind you, so if the crashing structure for Bitcoin completes, that means that it tops out, hits another high. And he was saying this in May of 2021. That's all she wrote. And there are all sorts of analysts just screaming at him, laughing at him, how he's going to be wrong and Bitcoin's going to go past 100K, and the blockchain backer was right. And so he articulates from a technical analysis perspective, like all of the reasons for this, but he says, in his opinion, the bottom is in. And this is becoming more widely accepted. Here's Willy Woo, who is one of the most famous, well-known analysts in all of crypto, 1 million followers on Twitter. He shared this chart, Bitcoin, and he simply wrote, "Simple is powerful. Here's the timing of Bitcoin cycles. Probably means we are entering the reaccumulation phase of the cycle. Here's the past zones." And so you can see it's Bitcoin price action going back to 2012. And you can see at the moment, certainly after the bigger moves to the upside, what happens. Well, that's when it's the best time to accumulate. And it looks like he is saying that's where we are now. Blockchain backer delivering a similar message. In fact, it's getting to a point where enough time has passed and there's enough people that now have conviction. It's actually getting increasingly difficult to find. You can find them, but it's harder to find analysts that think that we're going to see new lows. It's almost impossible at this point. And so, but eventually, see, this is what you always get. So there's a few brave individuals say the out bottom's in, and then, people, they get screamed at, but then more time passes, and then more people are convinced because more time passes and more data comes in. And then you get this point where it flips, and then everybody starts to decide, okay, yeah, the bottom really is in. And then it gets to the point where almost 100% of analysts believe that the bottom is in, and that's closer to where we are now. So that's what seems most probable outside of some sort of wild card event that just throws us off. That's what I would anticipate to be the case here. And then there's, I don't need to read the articles, just kind of want to make the point. There's this article from the Daily Huddle. Analyst Dave the Wave, very well known, is already calling the top for Bitcoin, $150,000, he says. Another popular analyst, Phil, calling for $180,000 Bitcoin. I'm just saying, you weren't seeing these headlines in 2022 with rare exception. And now you're seeing stuff like this all the time. And so that's why I always say there's a lot of stuff to look at when you're trying to figure out what's going on with crypto. There's fundamentals, there's on-chain analytics, there's technical analysis, and then there's social behavior. And so you can look at how even media, what is media even covering? And you get this, there's points in every cycle where you get this abundance of positive sounding headlines, and then as things go down, you just get the opposite. So what phase of the market cycle would you be in just purely considering this metric? And not that you should only consider this metric, but if you were, what would that tell you? So again, it's just one more piece of the puzzle. I just find it interesting to look at. So very optimistic for the future. Going to wait. Still excited for what happens with the impending conclusion of the SEC v. Ripple case, which, by the way, as a friendly reminder, James K. Filan, XRP community member and attorney, he predicts that we're going to have the conclusion by the end of March. So no guarantee that we will, but if he's right, we're going to have some exciting stuff for better or worse in short order. I'm still optimistic on that, though. So I'll stop there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.